Morning. My name is Alessio. Thank you for having me today. I'm responsible of the AI business in Google Cloud. I'm responsible of the commercialization of the AI technologies and generative AI technologies across the region. I'm in Dubai since 14 years, so I really love the country. I love really the forward-looking mindset of the leadership of this country. And today I'm going to walk you through one of the things we're doing in Google Cloud, how we use this technology for the sake of our planet, and some of the use cases and the cutting-edge breakthrough innovations. So basically, where AI is in our DNA in Google. So we've been using this technology since a couple of decades, already infused in our search engine. But very importantly, this pervasive technology that is aimed to really be ubiquitous as the internet. If you think about the fact that internet since 1996, there were 36 million users, and nowadays I think I count something like 5 billion users for internet. Same will apply for AI, but in a very short period of time. So this ubiquitous technology, and in particular generative AI, was born in 2017 with the transformers, which is a technology that Google invented. So this is really the grandparent of the large language models. There is a famous paper out there in research named "Attention is All You Need" that was actually the precursor of this revolution, of this new technology wave. And the transformers are a very simple technology because basically text is sequential data. We are able to infer the next coming piece of text based on the previous ones. But we do this by creating an attention map on pieces of text. Attention maps are things like understanding the correlation between the words in a sentence. What are the most salient words? What are the keywords in this piece of text? And we create this abstracted vocabulary that basically simulates context and meaning. It's a very interesting surrogate of meaning. Since when we invented the transformer, we also open source BERT technology. And BERT in 2018 was a breakthrough technology capable of disambiguate text, put additional context and meaning in text, to a point where BERT now underpins our Google search technology. So every natural language query you pose in Google search actually is underpinned by BERT. From there on, we kept working on this technology in our research. We have something like 3,000 research, and then we published more than 7,000 papers around transformers and generative AI technology. And you know that by 2023, we came to market with Bard, which is our consumer product, and we have also the equivalent of Bard for enterprises, which is named Palm. There is a Palm API that we use in our enterprise technology. I will talk about it a little bit later. Very importantly, everything we do in Google is underpinned by these 6 principles. So whatever product we bring to market, we want to make sure that it's safe, it brings the best technology, it protects against bias, it's secure by default, so trust zero approach in everything we do. And I will talk a little bit more about this in my presentation. But I would like to spend some time on one of the breakthrough discoveries in biology that my colleagues in DeepMind invented a few years ago, and I'm commercializing my team at the moment, AlphaFold. So you know that 75% of the dry body is based on proteins. So whatever we have in our body, molecules, muscles, hormones, hair, everything is made up of proteins. Knowing the sequencing of the DNA, being able to read the DNA is not enough to be able to find new medicine, new therapeutics, to discover new drugs. So what we need to really know is how the proteins fold. So the structure of a protein is critical to understand how rare diseases are evolving. And this is a problem that is there since 5 decades. So the Nobel Prize in 1972 in biology was about the amino acid 1D sequencing as a way to discover and predict the 3-dimensional structure of a protein. In 50 years, nobody was able to crack the code. A couple of years ago, DeepMind, with our deep generative neural networks, we were able to basically use this technology to be able to predict the 3D structure of a protein. And now we know how to predict something like 200 million proteins. We open sourced this technology a couple of years ago, and now biologists around the world, more than 1 million biologists, are using this technology to really try to find new drugs to fight cancer or other important diseases in the planet. I'm particularly proud about this breakthrough cutting-edge technology because we are commercializing it. And customers like Pfizer, for instance, is already using our Google Target and Lead Identification Suite, which is based on AlphaFold, to be able to really find new drugs, to really improve the in silico drug design. When it comes to Google Cloud, our platform is going to be fully vertically integrated. Our approach is to basically take care of AI from the ground up, from research and development, from the infrastructure underneath, supporting all our AI products and solutions. But very importantly, our approach is really open. So we have an open stance. We have our own foundational Google models, but we support also more than 100 open source and third-party models out there. For instance, we are super proud to support Falcon, the 40 billion parameters, the made in UAE large language models. We support Llama 2 from Meta. We support Cloud 2 from Anthropic. And we basically onboard more and more open source large language models in our platform. The important point for us is to make sure that we give customer openness and flexibility to choose the model they want or build their own models, but with in mind a platform approach. So yesterday, I think there was a conversation around the governance. Having a platform approach allows you to provide governance at the individual use case, because every AI use case is different. Every AI use case uses different training data sets and have different problems, whether it's about hallucination, it's about copyrights. And the platform approach allows you to basically put the right governance at every individual use case. And we do things like grounding our prompts on enterprise data. So when basically you train these models with your own data, your model remains your intellectual properties, and we don't use your enterprise data to train our Google models. So data remains your property as the model you build. And going up the chain in our platform, we support also low-code, no-code tools like search and conversation. So basically, we can infuse chatbots or intelligent search engines, Google-like, in your digital properties. You just infuse a bot in your website or in your own private knowledge base, and you're good to go. No need to label data. The bot will be able to answer to questions related to the content that you want to expose. Going further up the chain, we have our own AI solutions. These are things related to contact center. How can we reduce the toil to the human agents in the contact center? Very tough job, the job as the human agent in the contact center, because they deal with issues day in, day out. And using an AI companion is also important for them for upskilling themselves and to better solve the customer's problems. Document AI to extract information from any type of document, also complex documents with side-by-side tables, checkbox. Nowadays, this technology can extract everything. Risk management, you will see later a use case in HSBC for anti-money laundering. At the very top, we have also our Duet AI companion for our collaboration tools, workspace specifically, for cybersecurity, as I will tell you a little bit later on, and for Google Cloud, so how to use a companion in the Google Cloud Console. This is a tool that helps developers, data engineers to be able to use Google in a very simple manner. And also, we have a large ecosystem in the right-hand side. One thing to be aware of, 70% of the GenAI unicorns out there are running on Google Cloud. They deliberately chose our platform because of the flexibility and openness that we can provide. And we recently also introduced our TensorFlow processor unit, version 5e, where basically performance, we're talking about between 2 and 4 times better performance per dollar in prediction and in training. But we also create our own specialized models. So we deliberately decided to use public data to create fine-tuned models for medical purposes and for security. That's the first initiative from Google to try to really customize models on specific vocabularies and domains. And when it comes to MedPalm, so here is another breakthrough from Google. So we recently introduced MedPalm 2. MedPalm 2 was able to basically get the certification as expert doctor in the United States medication licensing exam. So this is a technology that, if you think about a question like this, is able to do clinical reasoning, is able to do chain of thoughts. Understanding a question like this, so a particular issue that this woman has, and the implication on his child, she is pregnant, is a very complex problem. It's not about really doing poetry or rap through this technology, but it's really about understanding the implications, the correlation between medications and disorders, and try to find a solution with a rationale. And we got 85% of accuracy in this exam, which is on par with the most expert doctors. We are progressively developing this technology. It's not available for the public yet, so we are experimenting with large medical institutions, but this really promises to reduce the toil for practitioners and doctors and make sure that we come up with solutions quicker. Another use case in healthcare is HCA Healthcare. This is where we use our generative AI technology to help the practitioners in the emergency rooms. We piloted this technology in 75 emergency rooms. Practitioner with an end-off device, a wearable, is actually using understanding from the patient the issues. So it's taking medical notes with speech-to-text and generative AI technology. And as we basically get these notes from the emergency room, the generative AI technology creates a format that is eligible for electronic health record. And basically, after review with a human in the loop, practitioner will basically review the content being created and transformed by generative AI, and it will feed the electronic health record. This eliminates the need for manual entry or dictation, freeing up time for the practitioner. 58% of the practitioners out there are stating that they're spending most of the time in doing documentation rather than meeting patients. And this technology can help, and it will be further enhanced by MedPalm 2. When it comes to cybersecurity, we want to use AI to combat bad actors using AI. That's where we are infusing AI in our cybersecurity tools, specifically Mandiant and Chronicle. What if we can prevent patient one? We can basically create AI-powered remediation with our big threat intelligence database. We provide companies with all the insights about possible attacks for your company. We summarize in a human legible summaries the possible threat with generative AI. We can also use AI to basically generate security control policies and configurations. You don't need to know YARA-L code nowadays. In natural language, you can create your policies using generative AI. And this is part of our Chronicle portfolio. And plus, we want to scale the talents in cybersecurity. We want to make sure that this technology can be easy to digest for beginners in cybersecurity, and make sure that we help beginners to become pros in cybersecurity. That's the way we apply our SecPalm models into cybersecurity. Another interesting use case when it comes to security is AI and generative AI together applied on anti-money laundering. HSBC was one of our big advocates. We developed a product together with them to be able to use AI anti-money laundering system as an API that infused in their own processes. They were able to reduce the alert volumes by more than 60%. So way less false positives, so that risk managers, they can focus on the real positives rather than the false ones. And they were able to reduce the time to analyze billions of transactions across millions of accounts from months to days, which reduced also the impact in reaching out to the customer to understand whether that was a potential fraud or not. Significant improvement, and we're using now generative AI to basically create the suspicious activity reports. This technology made HSBC winning the Silent Model Risk of the Year, and now this technology is in general availability for all the banks. Happy to talk to the banks to try to divulgate this amazing technology. When it comes to a more sustainable world, try to be quicker. So I'm particularly proud of the work we did in Unilever. on sustainable sourcing. So raw material, commodities like palm oil are feeding, chocolate, shampoo, toothpaste, everything. And all these products are growing because the population is growing. Palm oil as a commodity entails possible deforestation. And what we did with Unilever was to try to track the performance of the supplier to make sure that they don't cut trees when they produce these commodities. And we use satellite imagery, generative AI together, and geospatial analytics data to be able to track the evolution of our planet, of the surface of our planet. For instance, whether there is deforestation, whether there are floodings, and other possibilities for our planet due to our actions. Super proud of this sustainable sourcing initiative. And also in flood detection. This is very close to my heart because I'm Italian, and as you know, in May there was a big flood, especially in my area. Now we are basically creating models for flood detection. There are models for hydrological models and inundation models that are capable to figure out where possible flooding of rivers are spreading. And this is now available in 80 countries, and we were able to basically forecast 7 days ahead versus 48 hours by the advancement of our forecasting tools. With that, I want to close with what we're doing in Google. So we try to tackle all these global problems with AI, with a combination of traditional AI and generative AI. Whether it's about global warming, try to contain to 2 degrees the rise of temperature in the planet, whether to use AI to fight against AI with bad actors, or digital misinformation. So we just introduced SynthID recently as a watermarking tool, which is an invisible way of watermarking pixel in content generated by generative AI. This is important in the generative AI world, where you need to trust information created by these machines. And we are extending from text to image to text, text to video, and other technologies, this SynthID. Plus another number of areas that I already touched during my presentation around agriculture and disease management. With that, I'm out of time. I hope I gave you a sense of where we're heading in Google, and I look forward to working with you to advance the nation state with these technologies. Thank you very much.